Hey ladies, it's Lindsay here. It's Monday. How are we? I hope you're all well, and I am your integrative health practitioner. I'm here tonight talking about why your sleep can be so disrupted and suck basically during perimenopause and menopause. So ladies, as you're joining tonight, if you're watching this on the replay, #replay, geez, there's a bit of a glare there from my glasses. If you are here tonight watching live, and then play along with me, and yeah, let's get into this. So give me a thumbs up in the comments if you would like to know some more of the, I suppose, what I'd call less obvious sleep wrecking issues. Like in perimenopause, your sleep can be all over the place. So yeah, every woman is going to be different, and you're all going to experience different ways of being woken up, or your body is just going to be so out of tune that you'll be like, what is going on here? So sleep is so important. It's important to restore your body. It's important that your muscles are relaxed and your gut is also relaxed, so that your body can do what it needs to do at night to help repair, restore, so and energize you, ready for the next day. Hey guys, those of you that are hopping on, say hi, let me know that you're here, let me know that you can hear me, and yeah, I hope you're all well. It's pretty rainy and gross here tonight in Queensland. Alrighty, so I think one of the big things, when I speak to a lot of my clients, is one of the big issues is sleep. They can manage to get to sleep and then they wake. Or, they can't get to sleep and they're lying there counting sheep for hours on end. Who's done that before? Like, it sucks, right? And if you've been a mum, or you are still a mum, or we're all still mums, and you've gone through childbirth and, had several children and had several disrupted sleep nights of sleep, then we know how that feels, right? It feels horrible. And I know for me, when I was and Tills was tiny and just not getting sleep, I was like a shocker. I could not function. So, for us going through those years of so much sleep deprivation, and then suddenly, you hit it in perimenopause again, like it's really unfair, right? It's really is. It sucks. So I think, that challenge of getting to sleep is not so bad, but it's the waking. And there's a reason why we're waking. We have, fragmented sleep, and that's not good enough. We need to have much deeper sleep. So hormones obviously play a big part in that, in the major, disruption there, because when you're waking up with night sweats and things like that, then it's obviously your body's overheating and it's not regulating. So you're going to wake up. But, I think also things like sleep apnea get overlooked for women as well, because it doesn't show up as the same symptoms in women as it does in men. So, that is a bit of a problem for women as well. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into some specifics of, issues that actually affect our sleep during perimenopause. There's a fair list, and I'm going to run through each of them with you. I do have an actual slide here, so I am slightly looking away, but I will try and maintain my gaze with you guys. So one of the things, before you go to bed as well, is just getting down to some of the specifics and practicing some really good sleep hygiene, which, things like you mostly already know is not eating too late at night. So trying not to eat at least 2 hours before bed. Again, staying off your screens and bright lights. So, look at me now in front of my screens, ring lights on, lights above me. We want to be turning those lights off, dimming the lights, and having some really, things like I use Himalayan salt lamps all over the house, and we just have them on at night and then the TV on. So we're just trying to minimize the lighting before bed as well. Obviously electronics and things like that, we want to be off them really at least 2 hours before bed as well. So what we're doing there is telling the brain that, we're going into sleep mode, and that helps then the melatonin, which obviously helps us fall asleep. So also things like blocking out lights in your bedroom, if you like that too, you know, curtains, block out blinds, eye masks, anything that really helps you to, you know, get into a relaxed state. Meditation, music, you know, comfy sheets, so you're not all itchy and scratchy, and just the same for your kids as well. Do you know what I mean? Wearing earplugs, whatever's going to help them to just relax and get into that relaxed state to get to sleep. Alrighty, so here are some of the, what I call sleep wrecking issues. So the first one is the hot flashes and the night sweats. So most of you will have heard of that one. It's one of the biggest ones, I suppose, it gets talked about around perimenopause and menopause. I actually had the night sweats. I never had a hot flash. So the hot flash is totally different to your night sweats. The hot flash is when you could be just anywhere during the day and then suddenly you get this rising heat from your feet all the way up through to your face, and then all you want to do is strip your clothes off, is what people say. I've never had it. I never had it. I had feelings of, you know, feeling hot, but never had that. But the night sweats I did have, and it was very disruptive to my sleep. You know, so you wake up, you're pouring sweat, your sheets are wet, you've got to change your sheets because you can't lie in that because it's cold then. And how disruptive is that? Very disruptive, right? You're wide awake, trying to take the sheets off the bed, taking your night gear off if you wear night gear, and it's your body trying to regulate itself, right? So there's an issue there. It wakes you up, and you know, if that happens every night, you feel like you have insomnia, right? It's not a great space to be in. So for things like that, you can try having some tart cherry juice at night. That's really, really helpful. That actually cools your inner system down a little bit. And I'd be taking about between 30 and 60 mils of that. It has to be tart cherry juice, okay? It's not too expensive. You can buy it in a big bottle. But, you know, that's mostly only going to last you a week or whatever. You take it every night. Okay, lower melatonin. Okay, so if you go out in the morning and it's sunny and you're out between the hours of 5 and say 11 a.m., 5 a.m. and 11 a.m., you're going to be getting that morning sun on your face. And we need that to help promote melatonin for our sleep, basically, at night. So melatonin is actually a hormone, and it controls your circadian rhythm. So it's like an inbuilt sleeping pill. So when your levels drop off during perimenopause or menopause, that is quite normal, but it is, you know, it's related to the aging process, but it doesn't help us, right? Because we've got all this other stuff going on. So things like bringing bright light at night actually stop your melatonin coming in and helping you to fall asleep. So the less you have bright lights, the less you're on your screens, the better night's sleep you're going to have. Alrighty, is the biggest advice I can give you around that. Disrupted cortisol as well is the next one. So estrogen helps regulate cortisol, but unfortunately sleep deprivation causes high cortisol levels, which obviously then inhibit a decent night's sleep. So it's really, I know it's like a catch-22, right, with all of this. So you want to be able to try and regulate that by doing some breath work, and just letting your system know that you're safe and that everything is okay. So as I said, meditation, breath work, breathing exercises, listening to binaural beats is quite good as well. If you're quite anxious, that will help. Put headphones on those, so you want to like close it off so your brain can hear it, I suppose. And yeah, that basically can be very, very disruptive as well. Alrighty, what are we on to next? We are on to restless leg syndrome. Who's had that? Like, has anyone had restless leg syndrome? Put me a thumbs up if you have. They call it RLS, and it's a condition that causes desperate urges to move your legs. So you might have gone to bed and then suddenly your legs like feel really jumpy, and it feels like very nervy, and usually happens at night for people. Sometimes people talk about it being like having creepy crawlies on you, throbbing, itching, all through your legs. And it can occur in, you know, your arms as well, or other parts of your body, your torso and things as well. But it creates that urge to want to move, alrighty, which is not what we want when we're trying to go to bed and we're trying to go to sleep. There is a bit of a, the research on that's quite a strong genetic component to that. And definitely more women have it than men. So yeah, and it's very common in pregnancy as well. So, but for that, I know when I was working as a psych nurse, a lot of our patients then would complain about this. And some antidepressants actually, SSRIs, can actually exacerbate it. Caffeine can exacerbate it, alcohol can exacerbate it, smoking can exacerbate it. So, you know, if you do any of those things or you're on certain medications, maybe you can try taking them at different times of day, yeah, to help you so you can get a good night's sleep. Alrighty, anxiety, stress, and hypervigilance. So anxiety and stress can make it nearly impossible, right, to have a good night's sleep, especially if you can't switch off. So some women I know use CBD oil to help with that anti-anxiety effect. And that's actually quite helpful for perimenopausal and menopausal women. But there's still a fair bit of research to be done around that. But still, it can improve quality of sleep. Also trying again things like binaural beats, which I mentioned before, you know, or just listening to maybe an audio book or something like that to help you fall asleep. But yeah, that with anxiety and stress, very much like the cortisol stuff, you need to just get into, you know, find things that work for you that help your body come into a more relaxed state, I suppose. Okay, mineral ratios. So we need calcium and magnesium, two of our minerals, which are two of our electrolytes, which means they're just electrically charged in the body. So we're talking about, you know, your biochemistry now. When these two ratios, particularly calcium, magnesium, and sodium, potassium, when those aren't within ratio or balanced in the body, then it can impact your sleep. It can also impact your thyroid. It can also impact your adrenals. So calcium is a mineral that's really essential, for most people know, for your bones, for your teeth. And we typically associate it with obviously dairy products, so milk, yogurt, stuff like that. However, calcium can also be found in other foods such as leafy greens, spinach, almonds, tofu is a good one too. And then magnesium works alongside calcium when it comes to promoting good sleep. So you need both of them, alrighty? So when I run the HTMA, the head tissue mineral analysis, this is one of the big areas that we look at. And we look at those 4 electrolytes and how they're balanced in the body or not balanced in the body. And when they're not balanced in the body, if you've got really high calcium and really low magnesium, or vice versa, then there's an imbalance there, and it's going to stop you from falling asleep, okay? Because you need both of them to be within ratio. So calcium also plays a role in regulating other bodily processes, including muscle contraction and relaxation. So when we fall asleep at night, our muscles relax, which allows us to get into obviously a deep sleep. The state is obviously critical because it's during this time that our body is restoring, repairing, and that's repairing those tissues and obviously the wear and tear of, you know, just daily life. So there's some research that has also shown there's a direct link between our levels of calcium intake and also poor sleep quality. So there's a study that they conducted on postmenopausal women, and it revealed that taking calcium supplements helped them fall asleep faster and also help them stay asleep longer. But we need both, right? You need both calcium and magnesium. And it's really important that you understand that you can't just go out and buy a calcium supplement, because most of those supplements that you're buying in the chemist and the supermarkets, they're full of synthetic crap that your body doesn't even recognize. So you need to be taking a bioavailable calcium or magnesium. So you need to speak to me about that, because otherwise you're absolutely wasting your money on just synthetic crap that your body just doesn't actually absorb or even recognize. Alrighty. So another way that calcium aids in obviously promoting better sleep is by helping regulate that melatonin production as well in the pineal gland, which is in the brain, or is in the brain. And that actually helps to regulate that natural circadian rhythm. Alrighty. So you can see how, you know, so many things can have a massive impact on your sleep. And if you've drunk coffee during the day and you don't process coffee well, which I don't. So I did my DNA testing way back when I was 40, and I don't process coffee well. So if I have one warm coffee in the morning, that's me for the day, because otherwise I cannot process that caffeine out of my system quick enough to then help me to fall asleep well at night. So I have one nice and early in the morning, and that's it for the day. And then I just drink herbal teas for the rest of the day. So caffeine and alcohol do play a major impact on, or do have a major impact on our sleep as well. But there's one thing I want to really highlight here for you guys, which is something that I do. Protein before bed. Have you ever thought of having a protein shake before bed? Yes or no? Pop it in the comments for me. I'd love to know. So there was a study that was published in the British Journal of Nutrition. And what they showed was that consuming a protein shake before bed could increase metabolism and energy expenditure for the following day. So in other words, a pre-bedtime protein shake, and you could have it on just water, or you could have it on milk if you like milk. I generally have mine on coconut water. Could set the stage for a boosted metabolism the following day. So basically what I'm saying here, ladies, is that could be your secret to some weight loss. Alrighty? So you're giving your body some protein, which we need for thermoregulation, alrighty, to help with burning, you know, using for energy expenditure, and obviously at night repairing the muscles, and then for the next day, you know, boosted metabolism. Like, how good is that? So instead of your regular cuppa at night or a cup of tea, think about maybe swapping over to a protein shake. How's that? So ladies, I hope that's insightful, helpful, gold nuggets. Let me know if there's anything there that you are going to go and implement, because I would love to know. I think for, you know, finding what works for you is the biggest thing, and just adding it into your routine, and try not to do too many things at once. I mean, I highly recommend the, you know, the lighting, like really turning down your lighting. And that's not hard. You just, you know, you either turn them off, or you've got dimmer switches, or, you know, you buy some nice little lamps instead of having all your big lights on. And then, you know, try maybe the protein before bed. That one for me, I find puts me into, deep sleep. And then less caffeine, less alcohol, and not eating late at night. Like, you know, we don't want to be going to bed on a full stomach, because what's happening then is your body's just concentrating on digesting the food rather than calming everything down and you having a good night's sleep. So yes, pop it in the comments, ladies. If you've got, I can't see any comments today. Nothing is actually showing up on here. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. It does, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But if you have enjoyed this, or you know someone who would benefit from this, then obviously send them the replay. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the group. And obviously if you've got any questions, or you want help with any part of your perimenopausal journey, then obviously reach out and book in a chat with me for 15 minutes, and we can help you on your journey to renewed health and wellness. All right, guys, have an amazing week, and I will speak to you soon.